What if I told you that the very thing giving you pleasure is also what's silently making you weak? In today's world, everything is at your fingertips. Fast food, instant likes, endless scrolling, constant stimulation. But beneath the surface of this modern convenience lies a hidden trap, the dopamine effect. This isn't just about addiction or distraction. It's about how your brain is being rewired, moment by moment, to crave ease, avoid discomfort, and abandon the path of true growth. In this video, we're going to break it all down into 3 eye-opening parts. First, we'll expose how dopamine really works and why our current lifestyle is hijacking it. Then, we'll uncover the true cost of chasing instant pleasure, how it's quietly destroying your focus, motivation, and self-control. And finally, we'll reveal a powerful strategy to reclaim your mind, a step-by-step way to reset your dopamine system and rebuild the strength you didn't even know you were losing. The last part might just change the way you see your daily life and yourself forever. So stay with me, because once you understand what's really going on in your brain, you'll never look at pleasure the same way again. Part 1. Dopamine and the trap of instant pleasure. Imagine this. You wake up, check your phone, get a few likes, maybe a funny video, then a text from someone. And just like that, you've already triggered several dopamine hits, all before getting out of bed. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in your brain that plays a central role in pleasure, motivation, and reward. It's what makes you feel good when you eat something sweet, win a game, or hear that satisfying notification sound. But here's the twist. Dopamine isn't just about feeling pleasure. It's about anticipating it. It's the spark that tells your brain, that felt good, let's do it again. That's how habits are formed, good or bad. Now, let's fast forward to modern life. We live in a world engineered for dopamine. Social media, fast food, binge-worthy shows, endless swiping, clickbait headlines. They're all designed to give you quick, easy bursts of pleasure with minimal effort. A scroll here, a tap there, and your brain lights up like a slot machine. Take TikTok, for example. Every 15 seconds, a new video. If you don't like it, swipe. Another, and another. Your brain gets trapped in a loop of novelty and reward. The same goes for junk food. That salty crunch, the sugar rush. It's not just food, it's chemistry. Even pornography, once behind the curtain of adult video stores, is now available 24/7, free and in high definition, customized to any preference. The brain, especially a young one, inbuilt to handle that level of stimulation. And it's not just teens, adults too. Every ping, every buzz, every buy now button is another spike in dopamine. And over time, your brain starts to expect these easy hits. It becomes wired to crave what is fast and effortless, and to avoid what is slow and challenging. Here's the problem. When you flood your brain with artificial dopamine spikes, you slowly dull its sensitivity. That means the things that once brought deep satisfaction, like working hard on a project, reading a good book, or having a real conversation, start to feel chasing the next high. And the cost, you lose interest in anything that requires patience, effort, or discipline. This isn't a theory. Studies from Harvard and Stanford have shown how overstimulation from digital environments reduces the brain's ability to focus and delay gratification. Think about it. When was the last time you sat in silence without reaching for your phone? Or worked for 2 straight hours without checking messages? We've trained our brains to avoid boredom, but boredom is where creativity, insight, and real progress live. The truth is, dopamine isn't the enemy, but how we use it and what we let trigger it is either shaping us into disciplined creators or dopamine-dependent consumers. And if we're not careful, the endless pursuit of instant pleasure can quietly rob us of the ability to pursue long-term purpose. Part 2. The hidden cost of instant comfort. Let's face it, comfort feels good. That soft couch, the endless scrolling, The next episode autoplaying without asking. It's easy, effortless, familiar. But what if comfort is killing your potential? Every time we choose instant gratification over effort, something subtle but powerful happens in the brain. We train it to expect rewards without struggle. Think about a child who always gets what they want the moment they ask. They don't develop patience, tolerance, or resilience. They grow up thinking life owes them ease, and anything difficult must be avoided. Now apply that to adults. When your brain is used to easy rewards, things that require focus, like studying, building a business, reading a book, or going to the gym, start to feel painfully slow. Why put in the effort when your phone can entertain you in 5 seconds? But here's the real danger. Every time you choose what's easy over what's meaningful, your discipline weakens just a little more. Your resilience fades. And without even realizing it, you're building a life based not on purpose, but on comfort. Addiction. This is how procrastination is born. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, but your brain whispers, why not rest a little more? Scroll just one more time. Then there's dopamine fatigue, where nothing excites you anymore. Not because life is boring, but because your brain is so overstimulated that normal life feels numb. And then comes that strange, empty feeling. You've eaten your favorite food, watched your favorite shows, scrolled through hours of content, even shopped for things you don't need. And yet, something feels off, a kind of hollow sadness that no amount of pleasure seems to fill. That's because we're not designed to be constantly rewarded for doing nothing. We're built to strive, to overcome, to earn our satisfaction. When we bypass that process, we skip the part that gives our achievements meaning. Just look at how many people feel stuck, not because they don't have opportunities, but because they've lost the will to chase them, the will to push through boredom, resistance, discomfort. Take David Goggins, for example, a man who transformed his life through suffering, discomfort, and brutal self-discipline. He often says, "You are in danger of living a life so comfortable that you never actually live." So ask yourself, are you using comfort to recover or to escape? Because there's a fine line between rest and avoidance. Between taking a break and giving up on your potential. The more we give in to instant comfort, the more we lose our edge, and the more we risk waking up one day realizing we've been busy being entertained, while our dreams quietly died in the background. Part 3. Rewiring your brain. How to escape the dopamine trap. Know that you understand how dopamine can quietly hijack your motivation and steal your focus. The real question is, can you take back control? The answer is yes, but it won't happen by accident. You need to be intentional, strategic, and yes, a little uncomfortable, because reversing the dopamine effect starts with a radical idea. You have to stop feeding the beast. Let's begin with the first principle, delayed gratification. This idea became famous through the marshmallow test, a psychological experiment from the 1970s. Researchers placed a marshmallow in front of children and told them, "You can eat this now, or wait 15 minutes and get to." The children who could wait, who delayed their gratification, were found years later to have better academic success, higher income, and stronger self-control. Why? Because they trained their brains to resist the immediate for something greater. This is a skill, and like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. Start small. Resist checking your phone the moment it buzzes. Finish the workout before the reward. Wait 10 extra minutes before eating. These tiny wins rebuild your mental muscle. Next comes something more extreme, but incredibly powerful: dopamine fasting. This doesn't mean removing all pleasure from your life, but it does mean taking a break from hyper-stimulating activities. No social media, no junk food, no porn, no constant noise. Even just a few days without these artificial highs can help reset your baseline, making real life feel rewarding again. It's uncomfortable. You might even feel bored or restless, but that's where the rewiring begins. your brain starts to remember how to enjoy simple things again: a walk, a conversation, a creative thought. From there, it's time to rebuild your day around disciplined routines. Swap empty pleasure for activities that give deep, lasting satisfaction. Exercise, meditation, journaling, learning. These aren't always fun in the moment, but over time, they build self-respect, not just stimulation. And finally, maybe most importantly, you need to shift your focus from outcome to process. When you're constantly chasing results, you'll burn out. But when you learn to love the process, to show up, even when it's hard, you develop something rare: inner strength. Set long-term goals. Visualize not just the end result, but the daily commitment it takes to get there, whether it's writing a book, mastering a skill, or transforming your body. Your brain must learn that fulfillment doesn't come from a single dopamine hit, but from the slow, steady work of becoming who you were meant to be. Remember this: pleasure is easy, fulfillment is earned, and the more you reclaim control of your habits, the more you'll realize you don't need constant stimulation to feel alive. You need purpose. Discipline. And the courage to choose what's hard now, so you can live powerfully later. This is how you take back control, so now you see it. We're not just battling distractions, we're battling a system, inside and outside of us, designed to keep us weak through comfort, ease, and cheap pleasure. But you are not helpless. You're not broken. Your brain isn't your enemy. It's your greatest tool. And the moment you stop chasing every impulse, you start regaining power over your life. The truth is, you are never meant to live addicted to likes, sugar, or endless dopamine hits. You are meant to build, to lead, to create, to grow through challenge, to discover how powerful you really are when you're no longer a slave to the easy way out. Because here's the final truth: the strength you're looking for will never come from pleasure. It comes from the fire of choosing what's right over what's easy. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to break the cycle? To stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose? If this video hit you deep, then this is your wake-up call. Your mind, your time, your potential, they're worth fighting for. Like this video if it opened your eyes. Subscribe if you're ready to rise. And share it with someone who's still trapped in the dopamine loop, because the world needs more people awake. The game changes now. The next choice is yours.